So Dallas is 1-2-1, and Dallas feels pretty good about themselves. The Packers are 2-1-1, and they think the sky is falling. Take a deep breath, Green Bay fans. You are still, for the third year in a row, the youngest team in the NFL. In the last 2 weeks, part of being young is you can't figure out how to close out games against inferior teams. You just can't figure it out. The Eagles, the Chiefs, the Rams, they got veterans. They close out those games. That playoff experience, that wisdom. Green Bay is crazy talented, but Matt LaFleur isn't a head coach. He's a chaperone. This roster is full of 24, 25-year-olds. And there's not many great corners in the league. And let's be honest, George Pickens had a day. You let go of your most talented corner to Baltimore, so you came in a little corner light. Micah Parsons did not help. Where's the pass rush? I'm not seeing it. 1 sack. So this was just two very comfortable quarterbacks, Jordan Love and Dak Prescott, and they, as they say, ate. They had 6 touchdowns, no picks. They had all day to throw. They were both comfortable. They completed 75% of their throws. And it's the NFL. The Saints gave Buffalo in Buffalo trouble. The Chargers got whacked by Jackson Dart. 57-yard field goals or chip shots. Every third kick is blocked. And yesterday in Dublin, Aaron Rodgers looked 24 years old. So it's like this is what it is. The weather's still very good, so the offense is good. You can throw the ball down the field. It'll get cold. Teams won't be able to throw the ball down the field. Teams will be more injured. That was just two really good quarterbacks. Both were incredibly comfortable. And Packer fans can be fatalists. It's like you're going to win the division. You got a bunch of bad teams coming up. Let's be honest. You beat a Lions team with 2 new coordinators that was trying to find themselves. And I got a little high on you, and you did too. And then you beat the Commanders on a short week at home, and Jaden Daniels wasn't 100%. And then you play, you're feeling yourself. And then you play a couple teams, and you have a fourth quarter lead against Cleveland, and you blow it. Jordan Love had a rare bad pick. And then last night, your clock management wasn't very good. But again, this is the youngest team in the NFL. Now you've got to stretch, Packer fans, where you face Cardinals, Panthers, Bengals. You could be 6-1-1 coming up and be fine. This is September football. It's crazy. I can remember Ryan Fitzpatrick of the Bills years ago tearing up September, and they gave him a huge contract. Weird stuff happens. Sean Payton's always been a bad September coach. So again, young team, and this is the downside to young teams. Stoicism, temperament, poise. Green Bay still doesn't have that. Green Bay got a little high on their supply, and we're lucky to settle for a tie. What am I, Bad Bunny? All I know is this. They're good. They're young. They're talented. The coach, the quarterback. But their temperament, sometimes I'm not sure they understand the game has a clock, the management of it. Matt LaFleur said after, we're just not there yet. For the record, I thought the Micah Parsons deal, I said Green Bay is pretty stacked. It's a great roster. They don't need a first-round pick because they got their quarterback, and they've got their weapons, and they've got with Micah, they got a pass rush, so they don't need first-round picks. They can get away with it for about 2 years. But Micah hasn't really delivered on the promise, right? Like overall, not getting the quarterback enough. By the way, if you're Dallas, you have to feel great this morning. Think about this. I'm Dallas. Everybody crapped on that Micah trade. My take is the Cowboys are going into the next 2 drafts. They don't need a quarterback, and about 8 to 10 teams do. And now they got 4 first-round picks, and they could turn those into other second, third, fourth-round picks. So Dak playing this well, and the Cowboys, even without CeeDee Lamb, moving the ball this well, Dallas is in a great spot. They have something they haven't had in years, a healthy quarterback, 2 really good receivers when CeeDee Lamb comes back. Yeah, they don't have Micah, but they have 4 first-round picks, which gives them unbelievable financial and draft flexibility. Dallas, I'm Dallas. I'm watching last night, and I'm like, you know how lucky they are that Dak is better post-surgery? I mean, they got to feel, you guys all crushed the Micah Parsons move. And I said, Micah's good for Green Bay. He's what they need. Dallas is going to be fine. They're going to be fine. They're actually significantly better than I thought. So just take a deep breath. Green Bay, Dallas feel pretty good. They should. I'm looking at the Green Bay schedule now. I got at home against Cincinnati. By the way, Cincinnati plays tonight. It'll be a short week. Arizona, you trust them. Carolina, you get Philadelphia at home. Pittsburgh, a lot of W's coming. Take a deep breath. All right. It is official. The Kansas City Chiefs are back, and the Chiefs are in Lamar Jackson's head. Lamar Jackson, 5 for 5 on that first drive. The minute he got off script, Lamar Jackson was awful. Had a passer rating of 51. So Steve Spagnuolo has seen him so many times. My opinion, they got a little bit of a beat on him. He's got 10 touchdowns and 9 giveaways against Kansas City. And again, Achilles had his heel and Superman had his kryptonite. Everybody's got somebody. And I just think he struggles with them. And simultaneously, Lamar Jackson is struggling. I don't want to hear about the defensive injuries. Everybody's banged up. Minnesota barely could field an offensive line. I don't want to hear about it. It's Baltimore's offense that worries me. Lamar doesn't work against Kansas City. They faced him so many times, they're in his head. And simultaneously, I said to J-Mac last week, just get Xavier Worthy back. He's a deep threat. He'll open up the stuff underneath. That's exactly what happened. Juju Smith-Schuster's still making plays. Xavier Worthy's not a number one, but he opens up opportunities for guys underneath. They have a chance now to get back to the Super Bowl if they can develop any kind of run game. The defense is excellent. The coaching's the best in the league. And Mahomes, good Lord, he still got it. So, and Xavier Worthy is all they need. In about 4 weeks, they're going to get Rashee Rice back because Travis Kelce you can no longer count on. He'll show up to the big games, but you've got to get Rashee Rice and Worthy. The O-line's getting a little bit better. But I feel like Kansas City's a bacteria that is resistant to antibiotics. And it's like the league had a chance to wipe them out, and now Kansas City's going to cough on everybody and pick up wins. You had a chance. There was a window. Here they were. And I don't know. Rashee Rice in 3 weeks. I watched that passing game yesterday, and I'm like, yeah, I know there's injuries, but it's fine. Worthy gives them a deep threat. That will open it up for Rashee Rice and Juju Smith-Schuster, so you'll have a 1, a gadget guy number 2, and a 3, and Travis Kelce be good in big games. And the other hallmark of the Chiefs is they don't beat themselves. They had 1 turnover this year. Eagles, Kansas City, and Buffalo. They just don't turn the ball over. So I think you've got to feel, I feel like Kansas City watching that game. I don't feel I'm overreacting. It does take time. You can't go into a game without Worthy and Rashee Rice and an older Travis Kelce and no run game. You got to give them something. At the trade deadline, they have to consider an upgrade, either O-line or run game. But I think you come out of this thing, they've worked very hard. Worthy mattered. Rice around the corner. And Kansas City's back. It's almost like the Ryder Cup. The Americans weren't bad. The Europeans were better. It's almost like Kansas City. Mahomes hasn't been bad. He's kept them afloat. He's been a life preserver, and so has Andy Reid. But you got to give them something because they don't run the ball, and Kelce at this age isn't dependable. You got to give them something, and this week they got something. They got an over-the-top threat and Worthy, and suddenly the offense looks good. Now they need a number 1 receiver. They're not going to be a great run team this year. They're not. But Rashee Rice, before the suspension, was a number 1. Then you have Juju Smith's probably a 3. Worthy's your 2 and a gadget guy. With that defense and that coaching, that's a Super Bowl bubble team. Now, I think the NFC is better than the AFC this year, top to bottom. But I just don't want to hear, the injuries for Baltimore. The Vikings could barely field an offensive line. This is just the reality of it. You got all sorts of guys banged up right now, more than I recall. But overall, I was blown away.